Oh, because that's not snapping. That's
like
flicking.
I can't snap unless my index finger is like under my thumb.
All right, guys. This podcast is about snapping and what you can do to improve yourself. No, the cartoon Knuckles. Mm-hmm. The cartoon is from Russia.
Oh.
But then this one, I think, did I tell you guys this?
You told me.
Not at all.
I told Tony, yeah. The actual drawing of Knuckles is from Ugandan, Russia, because in Russia Knuckles and Sonic and Knuckles are like not allowed there, I think, or it just isn't reaching there. So they created their knockoff. Did someone knock on my door?
No, that sounded like it was outside.
Oh, so they created a knockoff version of Sonic and Knuckles, and that's where you get that image of Knuckles. But then cut to today. And they ended up, this VR chat was created, and then people use like a 3D model of that Knuckles to like upload in there and use. And there's one streamer whose name escapes me.
For those of you listening,
grab that thing.
We're eating food.
Yeah, we're eating food. He grabbed a 3D model image of that Knuckles, and he just started spitting out lines from this movie he saw on YouTube. Some Ugandan movie about like soldiers, in which like within the movie, this guy says, "Do you know the way of the gun? Do you know the way?" And then the guy just kept repeating it over and over again in VR chat as that Knuckles, and the meme just took off.
Sounds like an Aegis album movie that I saw.
Do you know the way? No, it's some like really cheap, really, really bad movie from Uganda. Oh, but you can tell everyone in there looked like they really wanted to make that movie. So you know, there was more passion than most of the films we got here. I'm gonna move this here. I think it better catch my voice. So what do you guys have on your mind?
This is a good burrito. That's on my mind right now. Should we talk about Tony's incident with the porn guy?
Nah, I feel like we talked about it to death already in the car. We lost that conversation.
Where's my commercial?
What were we talking about last time? We were talking about movies, right? We were just shit talking old movies for a bit. Our favorite movies, I guess. Do you want to go? You want to make this like a continuation of the last convo, just without Jose?
Since Tony wasn't here for that podcast, let's ask Tony. What is your? I mean, I'm pretty sure I already know what it is.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't even answer the question ourselves. We kept going on derailing. Jose had to restart his Amoeba story like 10 times.
You went to Amoeba?
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
So continuing from that podcast, Tony, what is your favorite?
La La Land.
I was gonna say easily.
I fucking knew it.
Hands down.
Didn't even have to guess it.
Greatest Showman is a strong number 2. Everybody go watch it. It's a fantastic film about beauty and life and happiness and dreams.
Like of every movie you've seen, I know you've seen a bunch.
You're an aspiring actor yourself. You know you've seen a lot of more movies than that.
Yeah, you're an actress. You're gonna be Citizen Kane?
No. Oh God. Let's just put that out of the water. Citizen Kane is good, but it is not the best movie.
Wouldn't it be the time you got your dick sucked on camera?
A porno thing?
Yeah.
Why do you always gotta bring that?
Because it's amazing. That is something you brag about, Tony. I don't care how best you are. I would love to be
now?
like,
I'm 23. I did that 5 years ago.
I would love to say I was in a porno.
5 years ago, Josh is at home. Can we leave that in the 5 years ago? Anyway. Away from that 5-year debacle. I've seen a lot of movies, actually, yeah.
What other movies guys? I have a mouthful of food. What other movies would be in like your top cluster of films?
My top 2 right now would La La Land and Greatest Showman. But
both musicals, so is that a theme of yours?
He really isn't a musical. It's more like Broadway.
Greatest Showman's a big ass theme. It's a musical hands down. La La Land, I think, as much as people will probably get mad and disagree,
it's in the spirit of a musical.
It's like, yeah, it's a hybrid. It's like the musical segments in La La Land come from expressing the character's feelings and letting you see how the character feels or how they feel inside, but like dramatized in the sense like everybody. I got in a big argument at a location that I will not disclose because people were saying that it's dumb that people got out of their cars and started dancing around. And I was like, but technically that's what the point of the scene is. Mm-hmm. It's talking about the idea that the traffic is so bad that you can literally get out and do a whole dance number and it still wouldn't move. So it's kind of describing the mental idea that this traffic is so bad that if you want to zoom in and get a little bit more specific, the first actress to sing in that scene is a woman that talks about movies and film and wanting to be an actress. So how did we not know that that's
Wait, was that Emma Stone?
No. The first opening scene is this girl and the music starts and she's singing about that day that she left them at a Greyhound station west of Santa Fe. So when she decided to go follow her dreams. So technically, this whole dancing could just be what's going on in her head as she's spacing out in traffic. And then we cut to, eventually after the end of that scene, we cut to the actual story between Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. And every other musical sequence in that film does that. Like when they fall in love, instead of them falling in love, it's expressed through a musical sequence. And instead of Emma Stone talking about her dilemma of trying not to get too attached to the plethora of like Hollywood fakeism and also trying to be an actual actress, it's expressed through that whole scene when she's running through everything and there's colors everywhere.
Yeah.
No
The
really
grandma song, right?
No, that's the ending song, the audition song, The Ones Who Dream, which talks about her aunt.
What, that happened towards the end?
Yeah.
I feel like that was in the middle of the movie.
No, that's the end of the movie.
I don't remember the movie at all.
Yeah. It's great though.
I do want to rewatch it though. I want to relook at all those scenes. It's shot really great.
I own all of them. But
yeah, you own like what, 7, 8,
15 copies.
15 copies of the same movie.
The same movie.
Are you shitting me for real?
No,
Yeah, it's because he likes the different covers and all that stuff. I would have done the same thing for like Dark Souls and Bloodborne if they varied on their covers, but it's the same cover all throughout.
Yeah, so I liked all the different artworks.
Yeah, I did not
But
know.
yeah, so I think La La Land is a hybrid romance drama musical.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Greatest Showman is 100% musical. Where every sequence is the whole idea where musicals started. They're filled with so much emotion that they have to sing, and that's what every sequence is because it's cut that way. Like it's like they're just talking.
You really like it?
That was good. For those of you that don't know, I finished my burrito like pretty quick in like 5 bites. It was amazing. Thank you, Pollo Loco. Please sponsor us. Back to you, Tony.
Applause. What was I saying? But I think.
Sorry to cut you off, but I think what Tony likes more are character pieces.
Yeah, I think character
because both
pieces,
Showman and La La Land are character pieces.
Yeah, but I think it's also got to be something that has a message. Like I like films that you can tell that there was passion behind this story.
So passion projects.
Basically, yeah.
Oh yeah, like you liked
La La Land was a passion project.
La La Land
Showman was a passion project. And The Witch.
Yeah, The Witch is a passion project by a first-time director. I was thinking of some movies that I know you really like to see if I can narrow them down to like a specific type, but
I like Double
I'm forgetting everything you like. Double Indemnity is also a character piece, but it's also like, an iconic film that like it stands within like the rest of cinematic history.
But I think most of the films that speak to me and I have to rewatch like 1 Hour Photo are just movies.
Nightcrawler,
a
big character piece.
Movies that that make you think, and I think that's what character pieces do. Is because they focus on a different life of a different person and force you to watch it through their eyes, so that you gain a new perspective in life. Like when you watch Nightcrawler, you know, like ideally and logically, if you take everything he's doing into like a logical good or bad scaling, it kind of shitty. He's literally looking for people to suffer tragic accidents because he can benefit off of them. But it kind of puts you in the seat where you can't necessarily hate him. Because at the end, you don't hate the character. You just don't like him, but you don't hate him.
You know for a fact that you wouldn't trust him.
Yeah. So, but you're still like, you can understand him. Same thing. I know a lot of people get mad at La La Land. I've seen critiques of La La Land, and one of the biggest ones I think I've read is that they say like, oh, Emma, like the character. I don't understand. I never understand where it comes from because I kind of do and I kind of don't. But they look at Mia's character as like, oh, she's terrible or whatever, and because the whole
Mia's the one being played by Emma, right?
Yeah. Because apparently, I guess that scene, the big scene they have when Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone are talking about the ideas that like she wants him to stop being in the band because to build his jazz club, and then everybody's always like commenting on that, like, oh, she's such a bitch and she shouldn't be saying that. But it's like, but if you take a step back and really look at where Emma's character is coming from, it's like she was just making sure that Ryan Gosling's
was happy.
Didn't forget his actual dream and didn't get distracted by the plethora of fame because he didn't want fame. Ryan Gosling was a super hipster.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be famous. It just financially secured him. But someone else is gonna hate it anyway and be like, they're a damn thing.
Yeah, people are always gonna hate good movies. People hate The Witch. A lot of people hate The Witch.
The Witch was really good.
A lot of people say it's
Oh, you know what's?
What?
Sorry, I just had a really weird mind fuck because last night I don't know what was going on. You know, what's been going on. So I do weird meditations of mental thought, and I was thinking about Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know. I might be wrong, but I had a weird wave that hit me, and it kind of made me realize that I think Star Wars Episode 8 isn't as bad as people think it is, and I think it might actually be good. And the reason,
I still don't think it's a good movie.
And did you think it's a good movie?
No.
See,
like putting Star Wars aside, it's not a good movie. Like structurally.
No, but yeah, and I was thinking of that because you said it had no payoff.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking, what if the payoff is a payoff, but it's just not what you expect to be a payoff. Because by definition,
there's a name for that.
By definition,
divert expectations. Let me say that with less foot in mouth. The payoff was a diversion of expectations.
Yeah, and the thing is, nobody likes that. But then I started looking.
Saul hasn't seen Star Wars. He has nothing to say.
Do you care if I spoil things?
No, go ahead. I already know that apparently it's like been terrible.
But if no, like at first I was agreeing with people slowly, but then I started to think everybody thinks it's terrible. But then I started looking at it as I was like, why would the director make these choices? And we had a conversation where you were saying he should have done it because in the next 3 movies instead of this one.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started
after the end of this trilogy, he's gonna do his own. Ryan Johnson.
I think you call it.
His name's Ryan Johnson, right? I think I'm saying Ryan Johnson.
It's just for now.
No, the director.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
But this man, I was thinking like, why would he make these choices, or even why would the writer write this story? A story where everything you thought was going to happen didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sat there and I started thinking like, because yeah, everybody was mad because like, spoiler alert.
Rey turned out not to be a Skywalker or anyone of importance.
No one important.
Yeah.
Luke died in a sense.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren killed the higher leader so quickly.
Snoke.
And then I realized, okay, first, when you expect it to not happen that way, and you put your expectations there, I can see why you'd get upset. There is no payoff for you. But then I started sitting there and really thinking what the theme of the movie was. Mm-hmm. And the biggest theme of the whole film kept repeating the idea of letting the past die. Mm-hmm. Letting it go, forget about it, like let it die, kill it if you have to. Then I started thinking, what if they are really like, and I know they're trying to he was trying to cut the ties with the original trilogy, because I feel like everybody's expectation of it having to attach to the original trilogy is what was gonna kill the movies, because you can't keep 12, 15, 18 new Star Wars movies having to still tie to Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. And then I thought, but Doodle was right. It should be in the next 3, not this one.
It was already guaranteed that the next trilogy was going to do absolutely nothing to do with the Skywalker line.
Yeah.
Or the Palpatine line.
But the thing is, I was thinking, and I was like, you're right. They could have just done it in the last movie, and then they started the next 3. Mm-hmm. But I think the better impact was doing it now. Because now that he did it, this next movie has of course I feel like J.J. Abrams is gonna retcon it and just fix everything, but like they have the ability to now start a whole new world.
But the thing is that the opportunity should have been made already, because they doubled up on their opportunity to start a whole new world in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Johnson got the opportunity already by getting the new trilogy. He's set free to do his own thing, but then he started off too early with this one. But
no, because it would have been impossible. Because if you would have continued this, like having to fit all of that into a final film that still has to connect to 3 films and the original trilogy, he had to do it now. Because then
he wouldn't. It's not a have to thing. They could have easily just made Star Wars episode. What would it be? 8, 9. Star Wars episode 10, and just have nothing to do with like Skywalker. As long as you're upfront with it, as long as the crawl says there's nothing to do with Star Wars, people would be okay with it.
But I feel like it feels better being able to see it, because now you're a part
they're going to see it when 10 comes out.
No, but when let's say they did 11 and they do what you said, or 10, it's 10.
Yeah, it's 10 because it's going to end with the next
crawl,
1 to 9.
But you don't see it because it's in the crawl. You weren't there when, like, you know, when you read the crawl and you read that, oh, the Jedi Order was destroyed, and we got to see it.
Yeah, we got to see that part.
In flashbacks. But,
and in the prequels.
But we got, see? But instead of making prequels...
And those sucked, so.
We're growing with the story. It's like, if you look at Harry Potter and you look at the growth of how all 7 movies happen.
Actually, Harry Potter's a good example. Did people watch Fantastic Beasts accepting the Potter line to come in? It's in the Harry Potter universe, but no one gives a damn if it's a brand new... Did you expect... It takes place before he's even born.
I know, but that's the thing. That was my fault. Like, my brain was wanting it to go.
It was advertised as being a completely different thing away from Potter.
I know, and I agree with you. Like, you're right. Like, I shouldn't have gone in expecting...
And it did do well financially. But critically, maybe not, but it did well financially.
Because it had the Harry Potter name, and everybody was like...
No, it didn't have the Harry Potter name. It had Fantastic Beasts name.
But
it just existed in the universe. They were able to market it.
It had the name in it. Like when it was marketed, they were always saying.
What is it? The name?
From J.K. Rowling, from Harry Potter, the creator of J.K. Rowling, from the creator of Harry Potter.
Oh, they do the same shit for fucking Paddington.
I would say the only thing they did was just maybe reference
Exactly.
a bunch
So
of, like,
even
Harry
Paddington
Potter.
is fluffing off on that name.
Mm-hmm.
But when I thought about the movie and just about the idea of finally getting to be in all of the chaos and grow with the world, it felt cooler in hindsight than just like reading it on a crawl. I don't know, because it's like you can't. Everybody wants every movie to be the greatest parts of Star Wars, like the most amazing parts. But when you have in a world like Star Wars, it's so big. There are some parts that are just like,
shitty.
In a sense, yeah. Because I think
like
they're
Last
shitty.
Jedi.
They're shitty in comparison, but they're not shitty because the story it told was still a great one. It was the idea that they're trying to get rid of everything.
No, okay,
they're
then
attached to.
the story it was trying to tell was good. It did not execute it well at all.
Well, but see, when you say there's no payoff, then no. But I think it did because at the end you see Kylo transition into this man that has gone to a point where he's like no, like I don't even want to be a Sith Lord anymore. I want to just go away. You see Rey kind of
no, but then he does a 360 like in the middle of that sentence, where he says, the Jedi should end, no light, no dark. Join me and we will rule the galaxy.
Yeah, but not as a Sith. He just wants to rule the galaxy, period.
Yeah. That's dumb.
And
why would you get rid of one way of the universe working and then just replace it with your own?
Because that's how everything works.
The idea was just get rid of it right now and start a new whole other thing. Not like have this Jedi rule everything, or two Jedis rule everything.
No, because he doesn't see them as Jedis. He doesn't say like, oh, you're gonna be a Jedi and I'm gonna rule this as for the Empire. He wants to rule it for himself. It's kind of like when Hitler destroyed a certain government to make it his own. He's becoming like a Hitler in a sense where he feels like his rule is smarter than the rule of the humankind. So he's becoming a man that thinks that he knows better. Of course, we know he doesn't.
No.
But you saw him at the end of this movie transitioning into that kind of person. So that
if anyone's wondering what that noise in the background is, my rabbits are going crazy.
Damn, they're really attacking the cage this time.
Yeah.
You get it. You become a mother.
I know I can't convince you or the world, but I just wanted to bring that.
No, it definitely had good ideas, but it didn't execute them well at all.
But the thing is, it didn't execute all of them well. I can't say it just failed completely because, again,
it's like a 50-50 split, but in which the bad outweighs the good. Because the bad is what most people are going to focus on. The good are going to be like...
But it's only because it's Star Wars, and that's the problem.
Oh, they do that with everything.
I know, but it's because
like people,
it's Star Wars, people are being more aggressive about it. Like,
yeah. Well, because the really, Star Wars fan base is the ugliest fan base.
And it's like, no, like, just look at it as to what he was trying to do with these characters, because you got to see...
No, but a person's intent doesn't make a movie good. Is The Room good?
See, but maybe I just have a problem because even when I watched The Disaster Artist, I still don't think The Room is good. But
it's not.
I've seen the merit behind it.
No, but the intent behind it doesn't make it good. It's the execution that makes it good. And if it's not executed well, then it's not good.
But then what if the execution hits some people and others? Like, I feel like this movie did get to me. Like, I understood it. I understood what the director was trying to do and what he was trying to...
No, but that's the key word.
Intend.
Trying to do. But did he succeed?
But see, if
he succeeded in doing them well.
If you look at Justice League, that was garbage.
I don't think you should look at Justice League.
No,
that's not. I don't think that's a movie.
Exactly.
That's not a movie.
That's how bad Justice League.
They copy and pasted stories from the comic. Not a comic. I'm thinking Batman v Superman. But yeah, Justice League is not a movie.
And Batman
v Superman. Horrible.
Like both of them, that was not even close to any type of execution. Star Wars is nothing close to those terrible garbage films.
No, it's not.
Like
Star Wars at least had a story it was trying to tell.
Yeah,
it had like a consistent flow of a narrative. The pacing in the narrative is fucking horrible because anything that had to do with Poe and that
it fell too to the side. Yeah, it fell too.
Literally, you can cut that off.
Yeah,
nothing happens to the movie.
Like,
the main like plot A and plot B are fine.
But it does show the growth of Poe Dameron, and you see every character was trying. I feel like he was trying. But
he could have grown within the actual plot, not like as a push aside storyline.
Again, that is true because it felt like two different movies. It felt like we were watching two different films.
It was cobbled together. That's what I felt like.
But I think what made that happen was the force. But like he was being forced, and I felt like he wasn't allowed to tell the story he was trying to tell. Just like what happened
Ryan?
with because I feel like throughout you could see that they were trying to be like, but you gotta connect it to this, and you gotta connect it, and like this has to be in it, and then it's like, so then he had to keep Leia in it because everyone wants Leia, and they had to put Luke in it because Luke didn't talk at the beginning of the film. So then you had those two stories where you had Rey with Luke, you had Poe Dameron with Leia, and then you had Kylo Ren over there with the Sith Lord. So you had 3 different worlds that you had to tell stories from. Well, if you look back to like Star Wars, the original trilogy, Han Solo, Luke, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Leia were all together in the same ship, together.
Yeah.
And Darth Vader and Palpatine were in that ship, the Death Star, together. So there wasn't a mess.
Yeah.
But here now there's a mess because
the mess falls on Disney. The reason it's
because Disney.
Not even that. There's an interview that Ryan Johnson had a while ago. I think it was on Reddit actually. A Reddit interview in AMA, where they asked. I don't know what the questions were that brought him to this, but he ended up saying Disney doesn't know what they want. When J.J. Abrams put together Star Wars, it's because they had an idea of what to start Star Wars with. But when it got into Ryan Johnson's hand, he asked, okay, where is it? Like what's the overall story you want to tell? And Disney straight up said, we don't know. So they gave J.J. Abrams they gave J.J. Abrams a platform to start it, but they were just like, you guys are the ones that are creative, create. And then that's where the mess came from. He basically got, like, if you were to get someone's project at the beginning, you wouldn't know how to finish it if that guy just fucking left.
So that's why, J.J. Abrams is going to fix it.
Yeah, that's why they brought J.J. Abrams back.
For the fans.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's why I guess this is in defense of him and his Star Wars movie, because everybody's just shunning it. And I'm like, no. Because look at the prequels.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
So give it... Because everybody's saying this movie was terrible and garbage. It wasn't garbage. It just wasn't what you wanted.
It wasn't garbage. It was bad, but it's not garbage.
Yeah. But I would even go as far as say it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Like, it's just that middle, because I don't even think it was a bad film, because it's watchable. Where it's like,
a lot of bad movies are watchable.
I see some. I don't know. I saw The Circle. But I don't know. It's just all the hate I see towards that movie needs to relax.
It doesn't deserve the hate it's getting, but I mean, Star Wars doesn't deserve the movies they get. Like the Star Wars fan base, they don't deserve those good movies. Like I'm forgetting the names of them, but Star Wars 1 through 6. Well, sorry, 3 through 6.
So yeah,
no, 4 through 6.
I just have that thought.
I don't know how to count. I failed math.
And also, Jumanji's not that bad.
What you're telling us is
I've heard that from a lot of people that Jumanji isn't bad at all.
I was giving Jumanji crap, and then when I watched it, I was like, holy crap, this movie actually kept the love and the beauty of the original Jumanji.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't like it?
I don't know. Just seeing Kevin Hart. I'm telling you.
Did you watch it?
No.
Then don't say anything. Trust me, no. I said
because the only reason I say so because just knowing what type of actor Kevin Hart is and what Dwayne Johnson, the whole like comedic accent, like.
Yes.
Then you also have Jack Black. His kookiness. I felt like it was gonna be a movie where it's just gonna be a bunch of like comedic references and just like them like goofing off.
But it's not, because Kevin Hart and The Rock are forced to do something they never thought they would do.
Act.
Because they don't play themselves. They play kids that have been put into their bodies. So they're not playing themselves, they're playing the kids. And Jack Black kills it.
He kills the actors?
He massacres everyone. No, he saves the film really well.
Oh.
And again, Dwayne's character, he's not playing The Rock, he's playing this kid.
He plays the nerdy kid, right? The nerdy kid in the film.
Who is endowed with muscles.
And then...
Ironically enough, there's references to fighting
Jack
games.
Black is the...
Girl.
The
really
girl, right?
Girl.
The sexual...
Yeah.
The sexually one. The sexually one. I don't know what I'm saying.
Girl?
Yeah, the hot girl. There you go. He played Jack Black. And then Karen Gillan is the awkward emo girl.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the other ones are.
And the other actor
plays
plays Kevin Hart.
That jock dude who plays Kevin
Big,
Hart.
tall, buff jock.
Yeah.
Becomes Kevin Hart, the small guy.
Okay, that makes sense. The opposites.
Yeah, and it's interesting because...
Literal opposites, yeah.
The video game references... That's what I first thought was going to be like, this is garbage. Because you know what happens when they represent games and movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they must have gotten someone who knew video games finally for this movie, because there's jokes about NPCs, there's jokes about side quests, there's jokes about quests, losing lives and coming back to life. that actually make me laugh because I'm like, huh, so that's what it would be like if I had to experience this. Like, you know when we make that NPC joke?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, I'm an NPC, and we just keep doing the wave.
Yeah.
That joke is in this movie.
They grabbed an angry 9-year-old and I was like, I know games.
But they didn't. It felt like they grabbed somebody that knows actual games.
Oh, 10-year-old.
And kind of...
A 10-year-old rolled Jumanji. It's an actual fact. I'm confirming it here.
They used the Atari cartridge, so it made sense if the game was by levels, because that's what Atari is. They didn't do like an Xbox game, but like level 1, when we know that's not even that's rarely a thing anymore except for indie games.
Wait, so Jumanji's an Atari?
See, what happens was that, okay, semi-spoilers. Semi-spoilers.
If anything, they probably didn't have like the money to get the rights to be a modern console.
No, they probably did, but again, it makes sense.
Jumanji's a
because what happens is the beginning of the movie takes place in the past. It takes place in the 80s, I believe. 80s or 70s, when Atari was a thing. And the guy's playing Atari, and the dad comes home, he says, look, I found this board game. He hands it to the kid, and the kid looks at it and goes, what? Nobody plays board games anymore. Throws it aside and starts playing his Atari. So then at night, Jumanji transforms into an Atari game so that he can put in his console and play Jumanji.
Like, obviously the game was alive. Because
Jumanji was alive. So it turns itself into a game that can be played.
Imagine one day it's like, now it's a DVD.
And then I watched the original Jumanji, and I realized that in the original Jumanji, Jumanji comes to the real world. And this one, they go in to Jumanji. So we got to actually see the jungle that Alan lived in and came to life in the movie. And actually, I gained a tiny bit of respect for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because in his interviews, he said that's what he wanted to do. He said, this time we get to visit the actual jungle. And he kept the merit of Jumanji, the love, the heart, the life-changing lessons. And it's still a little bit corny because it's kind of...
Well, it's Jumanji. It's supposed to be marketed at children.
Yeah, like of a high school teen. So it's like if you're a teenager, you'd probably feel more like, oh yeah, I can be friends with the jokes now. But it's
like Breakfast Club in a way.
Yes, which is what Power Rangers did too. Power Rangers literally copy-pasted Breakfast Club and then said give them powers.
I feel that's what all the writers are doing now. It's like, let's get an old movie or show from the past and just make it Breakfast Club. So you're saying Jumanji beats La La Land?
I feel like I offended you.
Right? Nothing can ever beat La La Land except the sequel that nobody wanted. But
it's La La Land, the one I told you about, where Emma Stone's character sues Ryan Gosling for half the ownership rights.
For the name Sabs.
Yeah, Sabs. La La Land.
La 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 Land. La La Lawsuit. That's what we call it.
Oh yeah, La La Lawsuit.
That's really good.
Oh man. So yeah, if you were thinking about watching Jumanji, so I
don't think Saul ever answered the question of his favorite movies.
Oh, I couldn't bring it up, you know.
Oh yeah, you said you
really couldn't think of a good movie.
You just said like you gave vague genres, right?
What
or not vague genres,
movie
but
have you seen more than once?
A lot of them. There's more to tell.
Name
Borrowed to
three.
the Next Generation.
I still watch movies I see to this day that I saw when I was a kid.
Name three right now that you can remember that you've rewatched recently.
Recently, there's Hotel Transylvania. That was a good one.
Okay.
I hate Adam Sandler, but that movie's good.
That was beautiful. Part 1 was a masterpiece. Number 2 was alright, but number 1 was a masterpiece.
Really, I feel like Jose said 2 is better. I feel like that's something he said. I could just be misquoting him.
Part 1 was definitely better. Another one I've seen back to back. There's like I said, there's just too many of them. Like I've seen the Zohan recently back to back, and I love that movie.
I can say without even like a bit of embarrassment, Zohan is one of my top movies. I love Zohan. It's a great movie.
You know, it's interesting. It's you guys say that, and I've met people that actually really despise this song.
I mean, I see why they despise it, but just the randomness of the movie is amazing.
In defense of
the name of the podcast, In Defense of Zohan came out. Zohan is racially offensive. It is.
That's true.
But it didn't go all the way to the point of absurdity where it was like hatefully, you know, like racially insensitive, like Ridiculous 6. That was like offensive as fuck. Isn't there someone there like poo poo pee pee or something like that?
Her name's Beaver Breath. And it was just
that one was like, Adam Sandler, you're a little racist. In Zohan, it was more like, let's play these characters and realistically make them funny. And the whole movie's about like, let's create like, even if we can't find peace there, now that we're in America, we can find peace here and coexist with one another.
Actually, I'm going to say one of my top 3, I'm going to say this of all time, one of my top 3 favorite movies would have to be, it's another Adam Sandler movie, but it would be Click.
Oh my god, Click is
that was
so
the first
fucking
movie. I'm not
good.
lying. I've seen Titanic when I was a kid and as an adult, but no movie has ever made me cry like Click.
It does kind of do the whole retcon itself at the end, where it's like it was all like a dream that he was having or some shit. But still,
it was humorous. It was dramatic. It was just such a good movie. I was
that, and seeing Adam Sandler like as a dad in the rain, like half dying and crying to his son, that hurt me so far. And then the scene with his dad, oh my god, that one got me.
That's when I first started crying. Like I said, this movie made me cry.
I'm about to fucking cry.
Last one.
I'm not gonna cry now.
No, like this movie.
It's a modern Christmas
Tony
story.
is crying.
Tony's just in a constant stream of crying.
All I do is cry.
Yeah, that scene was. I'm gonna talk about the scene, Saul, because it hurt me.
Were you there?
Where's I was like, "Come Zohan." Where Adam Sandler's character pauses on his dad walking away from his past self, crying,
repeating the "I always love you, son."
Yeah, repeating the "I always love you, son," and just like he beats the shit out of his past self, I guess, or he yells at him, and then he like looks at his dad. Frozen body, just saying like all the shit he should have said.
I think the sadder part when he's like, "Why can't I just take me to his funeral?" He's like, "Cause you were never there."
Oh,
like, that was yeah. When he wanted to go see his grave, he's like, "That was even sadder, man." Like,
God, that movie. That movie had such a hard turn because it was insanely funny, and then it got to the point where I think he was like they showed him being fat, and then from that it was just like down. I was like, this isn't even a comedy anymore. This is like straight up morbid. Morbid, you're going to die, your life is in shambles, everything is horrible at that point.
Actually started when the remote started going on autopilot, he started skipping phases of his life.
No, but even that was treated humorously. Like once it got to fat him, then it was like he's fat, he's overweight, he's divorced, his kids don't love him, his daughter's a whore, his dad is like trying to get closer to him, but he's avoiding him, and so like everything hits him. That's like your life is in shambles now. There's no humor in this.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna put that as one of my top 3 favorite movies because, like I said, that movie was just so well made.
Have you guys seen the amazing Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life?
I have not.
It's about the man who
the guy who wishes
he was dead.
Yeah, he was dead,
and he views his life.
Yeah.
From 3 different perspectives.
Those things that like every TV show has like redone. Psych has one. How I Met Your Mother I think has one.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
I want to think about it. Click is a beautiful modern telling of that story. Because he didn't necessarily die and not live his life, but when you live your life... He got
to see.
Yeah, you got to see what you do when you live your life without caring. Because he didn't want to be there. Remember, he wanted to skip his life.
He wanted to skip to the good parts.
Yeah, and so that's like the modern version of dying, where people zone out of their actual normal day-to-day life and don't appreciate everything and just only show up when something good happens. That's when they're like, I'm happy to be alive. But then when it's like you're around your family, you're like dead. When you're on your phone, dead. You're not being there. And in Click, he wasn't there, and that's what.
Yeah, he was on autopilot, which is something I go on really often, but not to that extent.
But Doodle goes on. You go on productive autopilot, which is weird. So that's different. But it's in this movie, he wasn't there. He was sitting there on autopilot, but like reading a paper. And today, a lot of people
like eating spaghetti.
Going on, and then they go on autopilot and just go on their phones when they're like around their friends. And it's like that is what's happening nowadays. People aren't. It's a.
Did Click predict the future?
I'm just saying. So instead of being around with your friends, you're on your phone. You are piloting through that moment of your life, and it's like if you haven't seen Click, watch it and tell me if you dare go on your phone again around your friends.
I don't trust anyone who says they've seen Click and didn't cry. Or at least they didn't like get that ball in your throat feeling when you know you're about to cry, but you're like, I'm with my friends. I'm not about to do this.
For me, it was a Saturday morning. I was with my sister, and she's like, "Oh, don't we have that one funny movie?" I was like, "Oh yeah, let's watch it."
Y'all are so wrong.
No, it's because we haven't seen it. So my brother bought it. He's like, "I got the movie Click." Okay, it's funny. Let's watch it because of the trailers. So we're watching it, and she just gave birth to my little niece. She's holding a baby.
Like during the movie?
Yeah. Tears down her eyes. We're both just bawling. My brother walks in. He's like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" We're just tears. Like nothing could be said. We're just like, go away.
The same thing happened because when I saw the movie, it was with my dad and I think it was my brother or someone else. Another male was with us, but it was just the guys hanging out. I mean, I was a kid. I wasn't considered one of the boys. But then my mom ended up buying it on a bootleg, like in front of a taco truck, as Mexican families do. And she was like, "Oh, let's watch this movie." And I think it was her and my sister and like my niece and my cousins were all here. Like they're all women because I guess they had a clan meeting, I don't know. And I was like, let's put on Adam Sandler, he's funny. And then I saw him put in Click and I was like, I'm about to go. And when I came outside, it was just all of them like napkins everywhere. I was like, yeah, that movie it's not for the faint of heart. It hurts. That movie hurts.
That scene after he supposedly dies or fades away when he comes back to life, saying, "Oh, it's a dream." Did you also get like that certain burst of joy, like yes, he's not dead, he could do it again? Like
I felt like I died and came back to life.
Right? That's how good it was. Like, it fucks with your feelings, but oh my god, like it just Just give you such more hope. Like, oh my god, now he knows he can redo his life the right way.
He comes back like loving his dad and like his parent.
Loving Nick Swartzen.
Loving Nick Swartzen.
Yeah, I'll be your friend.
I love Nick Swartzen. He needs to be in more things.
Nick Swartzen is underappreciated.
He is.
Man, dude, if you guys didn't watch any conspiracy videos, like 95% of them were Nazis. I went on this conspiracy video watching binge once, and like 85%.
Did you ever watch a Nazi mega weapons? It was fucking great.
Everything has to do with
Nazis had a lot of mega weapons. I'm pretty sure they're making up at this point because they're still going. I was like, I think you guys are just making like
Nazis
catapult.
were in everything. Every conspiracy was like because of a Nazi camp. And like,
I believe it. Look at the majority of the war. They were winning.
But yeah, movies are great.
Then America got involved.
Oh wait, you guys haven't seen Beatrice Goes to Dinner, huh?
What the hell?
Beatrice, oh no, the one with Salma Hayek,
Salma Hayek
and
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow, yeah, I love John Lithgow.
It was really good.
John Lithgow is another example of like a comedy actor who can play a dramatic role. Fucking
he can kill
great, like Steve
Dexter's
Carell
wife.
and Steve Carell in Fox. I was about to say, I always say Southpaw. It's on Southpaw. Southpaw is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, how'd you get those two mixed up?
I don't know.
I get because they both have to do with like sports and fighting.
Yeah,
Southpaw's boxing, Foxcatcher is wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know why I get those confused. They're not even the same movie, like at all. They're both dramas.
This is his wife.
I don't know, man. Eminem did such a good job with that movie.
Southpaw?
Yeah.
Please tell me you're joking.
You guys didn't like it?
Are you thinking of 8 Mile?
I'm gonna smack you. You better be joking.
Southpaw's Jake Gyllenhaal's a boxer.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, that's what that one is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking of 8 Mile.
You thinking of 8 Mile, dude? 8 Mile is the movie
With
about
Eminem.
the rapper
There's
from
a
8
rapper,
Mile and a
right?
Half.
Yeah, that's 8 Mile.
Yeah, it's 8 Mile. Southpaw is about the boxer who loses his wife because
Is
he
that
has
the
a
one with
feud.
the bratty kid? Southpaw, he's like a bratty daughter, right?
Oh, the daughter doesn't want to see him anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he got his wife died.
And it's his fault for everything.
Yeah, he blamed him for everything because technically he got in a fight with the other guy. And they pulled the gun, shot his wife. His wife died, and because of that, he wasn't spending his money correctly, and he was angry and he wanted revenge, so he lost custody of his child. That movie's fucking sad. Then he comes back, and then he wins the championship again because Jake Gyllenhaal, motherfucker. But man, that movie messes me up.
Was that the one with Forrest Whitaker, or am I thinking of Creed?
That's Creed.
Okay.
Oh, another movie. I guess. What can you guys guess what my other favorite movie is? I see Saul looking at my things. Those are my favorite movies.
Let me see if I can look at all those.
Tony said it. Chef.
I didn't even have to look.
Another.
I've seen it so many
I didn't
times.
see it yet.
Chef hits me in all my crevices. All
See,
the
but-
emptinesses in my
see,
heart
and
get
it's
filled
like-
by Chef.
I just want. Well, no, let's talk about Chef a little bit though, because it deserves some time.
It does.
Chef is one of those movies that you think you have to love cooking to watch.
You don't.
Just that bacon sizzling scene alone, just so.
Habichulousy.
That's like if you don't like cooking, I bet you like eating. We all do it.
You have a talent.
But I dare you to watch Chef and not want to cook something. I dare you.
Even if it is just
You
like bacon and eggs.
You have to be a monster to watch that movie and not be inspired to do something beautiful with your hands. Oh shit! Yeah, the little one gave birth, huh?
Yeah, the little one, not the big one. The little one.
The big one's a man.
Wow.
The big one impregnated the little one.
Yeah, he did.
You go, boy.
Yo, asshole, you got that pussy? Now you got 6 kids.
I still find it funny that they're about to get neutered, so they took advantage of it before they got neutered.
Asshole's like, I'm about to lose my balls, man.
He's not a deadbeat dad. That's good.
Yeah.
He there.
I'm probably gonna keep only one and give away the other 5.
Keep
Like,
the fattest.
I'll keep whichever one Daisy wants because I don't choose.
It's probably a boy.
Yeah, I'll make sure it's the boy.
Because tweeting about the guy. Another 5 bunnies.
I mean, I have to make sure that they're both neutered, or else they're gonna double team the mom.
Oh my
yeah.
And I'm gonna record it, put it on Mom Bangs Teens, and then Ted Cruz is gonna retweet it.
Oh, the Zodiac guy?
Yeah, the Zodiac killer himself loves stepmom incest porn.
I mean, if
Mom Bangs Teens, Corey Chase.
he looks like the guy that does. But at this point, can we all just admit that none of that sexual step porn? It's not just porn stars pretending to be.
I mean, of course, yeah.
It's just in case.
I don't know.
Are you expecting real
No,
families?
just in case.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's people that actually watch it, and I'm pretty sure there are videos of actual people doing it. But if they're well lit, it's probably a set with porn stars. Like especially like what's her name? Like Corey Chase, the actor that was in porn actress that was in Ted Cruz's thing. I was like, she's been a stepmom to a lot of kids. Maybe it's not an actual stepmom.
let's debunk the lore.
Okay, next podcast we're gonna debunk porn theories.
Not expecting an actual mom to bang a teen, but it's not that idea that like, hey, I'm a teenager, that's the mom next door. She's kind of
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't have to be his mom or her mom.
It's just maybe like there's a
mom.
It's like MILFs next door. It's like, hey,
Milf fuck.
that's a hype mom next door. I'm gonna mow her lawn if you know what I mean.
Cut to him actually mowing lawns.
Yeah, because it's a good job that she pays well.
He's like angry about it. He's like, that's not what I meant, but this woman took my offer seriously.
Hey, what's a porn star name? Just think of one.
Jenna Jameson.
Kira Lust.
I was gonna say makeup one.
Mia Khalifa.
She's not a porn star anymore. She's a streamer. She plays a lot of World of Warcraft and League of Legends. I watch her. She's
for real?
Yeah, for real. She's like really into League of Legends and World of Warcraft. We're at an hour and 10 minutes.
Kate Upton's hot. I'm gonna end with that.
No, Keira Knightley.
Fine. I'm gonna end it with who I think is hot.
You're here in
feminism.
Oh, you're an SJW?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Super Saiyan 5. What's
W400, isn't it?
What Saiyan form is SJW?
A stupid one at that.
I can't think of any actor or actress's name who I think are hot. Oh, Ryan
Gosling.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, didn't you think?
Jake Gyllenhaal is dead.
I'd let him just pound.